In this video, I'm going to talk about a film, In the Mood for Love. It is a romantic comedy that wrote, produced and directed by Wong Kar-wai in 2000. It is a Hong Kong-French co-production that follows a man and a lady whose wives are having an affair and who gradually develop affections for each other. One of the most impactful trends in film history is the French New Wave. Rejecting cinema's established vocabulary gave power to the director who would stamp their signature on work, allowing the artist's hand to be felt from beginning to end. In this film, French Impressionism was applied, and it strived to investigate psychological causes. It provides significant psychological depth to the storytelling, showing the characters' consciousness and dreams or fantasies. Slow motion editing also aids in conveying the character's psychological state. Mrs. Chan's speed slows down when her neighbors play mahjong together, indicating that she is not having fun and that time is passing her by slowly. When Mr. Cho and Mrs. Chan are together, things go slowly. It shows that they both wanted to stop time and that they enjoy being together. Besides, when Mr. Cho is smoking in his office in one moment, the camera is focusing on the smoke, making the scene fuzzy and murky. In my perspective, the filmmaker is attempting to convey Mr. Cho's dissatisfaction with his relationship with Mrs. Chan. He is unclear of his feelings for Mrs. Chan and he is aware that he should not have any feelings for her as well. One of the characteristics of French Impressionist cinema is the use of flashbacks. It occurs after Mr. Cho has relocated to Singapore. At the beginning of the film, Mr. Cho misplaced something in his room and later discovers a discarded cigarette with a lipstick smear on it. Mrs. Chan had already entered his room and the lipstick stain belonged to her, according to the film. She also brought her sandals, which she had left in Mr. Cho's apartment in Hong Kong. This demonstrates that the film's timeline is not entirely parallel. Through editing and cinematography, French Impressionist cinema focuses on examining characters' psychological states. Visual deception of mental states can be accomplished in a variety of ways. The filmmaker mostly relied on the atmosphere and design of the scenes in this film to convey the characters' current emotions. Nevertheless, the style of the French New Wave can influence cultural aesthetics. Smaller independent studios produce French New Wave films, giving poster designers more leeway in translating the film into a controversial image by bringing new trends in pop art, photomontage, and comic illustration through what was primarily perceived as a disposable medium. Artists surreptitiously introduced a new set of fine art aesthetics into the mainstream. The main protagonist in this film has a sense of isolation from the beginning. This effect is created by using frames inside frames, a classic compositional technique employed by filmmakers. However, Wong, in partnership with cinematographers Christopher Doyle and Mark Lee, made a purposeful and aesthetic choice to use this approach so frequently. Wong succeeds in dispelling any idealized notion about the subject matter, raising the film above the story of a married couple's affair. Each scene in the film is meticulously framed in aesthetic cinematography, demonstrating Wong's perfect command of the emotional language on screen, leaving the subject and the audience with a sense of isolation. The film's characters are frequently isolated and scrutinized, sensations that are heightened by the film's photography. We can learn how characterization and intertextually serve to unify the film by assessing components of the mise-en-scène used throughout the film. The conversation is mostly constrained to the setting of the situations, with the characters' personalities isolated in their body movement. Wong shows the limitation that society places on Move Wan and Leeson by limiting the film's dialogue. The judgmental and rigid ethos of Hong Kong society at the time put the two under constant fear of rumors from both the landlords and the general public. This is clear when Mrs. Swan warns her, "It is okay to have fun while you are young, but don't overdo it." In conclusion, In the Mood for Love has become synonymous with a generation of Hong Kongers' nostalgia, particularly among the Shanghainese population. This is depicted in the story and scenario, which is set against the childhood of Wong Kar-wai's in Hong Kong. He saw the 1960s as a unique period in Hong Kong, a time when many diverse peoples were moving into the city and carving out a place for themselves, all while dreaming of their life back home. Wong considers this diasporic urban metropolis to be his home.